Welcome. For this video, this is one of our video examples that's going to help you with some of your Khan Academy work. Specifically, we're in Unit 1 right now where we're talking about area and volume, and we're going to talk about the first assignment in this video. We're going to talk about the Khan Academy assignment that discusses radius and diameter. So, before we get into some of these radius and diameter problems on Khan Academy, we're going to look at a couple of the examples, do them out together. First, I want to talk just about what radius and diameter mean. I'm going to use this whiteboard to do that. Radius and diameter are two terms that relate to circles, and we're going to talk a bunch about the area and volume of circles. Radius specifically talks about the distance halfway across a circle. Diameter measures the distance all the way across the circle, or the distance from one edge of the circle through the middle to the opposite edge of the circle. And based on that, we understand radius and diameter are related to each other. The relationship says if you double the radius, if you take radius and multiply it by 2, that will always equal the diameter. And the ability to switch between radius and diameter is important when we start talking about circumference and area in future lessons. The first example we're going to take a look at here, I'm going to highlight this problem now, so we'll make the whiteboard smaller again. We're going to take a look at this problem here that says what is the radius and the diameter of the following circle. And specifically, we see that circle, if you measure the distance halfway across that circle, it looks like 11 centimeters. So based on that, I'm going to draw that circle onto my whiteboard. Not the best circle ever, and they say the distance halfway across from the middle to the edge is 11 centimeters. I'm going to make my whiteboard larger. They want to know if the distance halfway across that circle is 11, what is the radius, and also what is the diameter for that circle. Because radius measures halfway across the circle, for this example, the radius would be 11 centimeters. Because that's the distance halfway across that circle we see highlighted. And to find the diameter, if diameter is always double the distance of the radius, all I have to do is take 11, multiply it by 2. So 2 times 11 gives me 22. So the diameter for this circle is going to end up being 22, or 22 centimeters in that case. So that's our example to get from radius to diameter. If we ever are provided, like this example with the distance halfway across the circle, that's the radius of 11 centimeters I have here. The diameter would be 22 centimeters. We're going to show one more example with a picture of a circle here. We're going to take a look. We'll go ahead with this one right here. This circle that I'm highlighting, it says what is the radius and diameter of the following circle, and we see it's a circle, and if you draw a line straight across that circle, I'm going to put that on my whiteboard too. If you had a circle and you drew a line straight across that circle, for this example we see 24 centimeters. And again, they're asking for the radius and the diameter there, so I'll put that onto my whiteboard. What is the radius and the diameter for that circle? So I'm going to make the whiteboard a little bit larger now so we can follow along on the work. We see for this circle it was 24 centimeters all the way across, so that's going to be our diameter. Our diameter is going to be 24 centimeters. And then to go from diameter to radius, if I know the diameter, which is 24, and I want to solve for the radius, you could cut the diameter in half always, or divide by 2. Taking diameter and dividing by 2 is the way we could figure out the radius. So 24 divided by 2 gives me 12. So in this case, if it's 12 centimeters for the radius and 24 centimeters for the diameter. We're going to show one last example for this now together as a group. Sometimes they'll take the circle away from you. So in this case, we'll take a look. They tell us for this example right here, we see the radius of a circle. I'll highlight this. The radius of a circle is 5 units. It says what is the diameter of the circle. So if I know the radius of a circle is 5 units, and I'm going to say r equals 5 at this point on our whiteboard, then to figure out the diameter, all I need to do is multiply that radius by 2. As I plug that 5 in for radius, my equation, or my understanding tells me if diameter is twice as big as radius and radius is 5, then the diameter needs to be 10 units. There's the last piece of that. So the diameter would be 10 units if the radius is 5. Again, we were just doubling. If you have questions about this radius and diameter assignment, let me know. The purpose of it, again, is it's important to be able to flip between radius and diameter when we start working on our area and volume problems.